Dear participants, today is the 24th session of National Workshop on Research Methodologies in Geography. Today we have Dr. Ratnaprabha Jadhav, and she is going to deliver a talk on research techniques in gender geography. It is a pleasure for me to introduce Dr. Ratnaprabha Jadhav. Dr. Ratnaprabha Jadhav is working as an associate professor in the Department of Geography in SNDT Women's University, Pune. She has completed Master of Arts in Geography and received her PhD in Geography from SNDT Women's University, Mumbai. She is recognized PhD guide of SNDT Women's University. She has 25 years teaching experience at UG and PG level. At present, she is guiding 5 doctoral students. Till date, she has published more than 37 research papers in various national and international journals with highly reputation. She has presented almost 27 research papers in various conferences at national and international level. She presented research papers in IGU conferences in Poland and International Science Congress at Royal University of Bhutan. She is also a life member of various professional organizations in geography. Beyond, she has completed projects, BCUD project of Savitribai Phule University, and the title of the project was Spatiotemporal Changes in Sex Ratio of Surur Tehsil District, Pune, Maharashtra. She completed ICSSR research project and she worked as a co-project director for the ICSSR New Delhi research project, and the project title was Social Sustainability of Smart City, Geographical Assessment of Utility Services. Then the minor research project is at the credit of Dr. Jadhav Madam, and the project was funded by Mahatma Gandhi National Council for Rural Education. In short, if we look at the research contribution by Dr. Jadhav and her area of interest, it is more towards the gender geography, social geography, etc. So I think she is the suitable person to enlighten you in the area of gender geography. Madam, I request you on behalf of all the collaborating institutions, all the participants, kindly enlighten to all the participants that what kind of research can be taken in the area of gender geography. Thank you, ma'am. Please.
Thank you, sir. First of all, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to Dr. Sardar Patil sir, who have introduced me nicely, and the second one, who have given this opportunity to me to communicate with you on the subject of the gender geography and the techniques used in gender geography. I sincerely thanks to the management committee of the Tatya Saheb Athalle Arts SR Sapre Commerce College, Dada Saheb Pitre Science College, Devlut Taluka Simeshwar, District Ratnagiri. Now I am going to present the views and also the various subjects, because all of you are the PhD students, and some have also started the research in the various subjects. Some are on the pipeline, some are on the first step of which subject we should select for our research. You know, all of you, that research means research. Is it search, or is it art, is it skill, or is it is the technique, or it is the technique, scientific technique, or technique of all these. And we should also understand what are the research problems. According to that, we select the subject. But one should think by all of you that our research that should be society oriented, that should be fruitful for the society. And as a being a faculty of geography and in SNDT Women's University, it's my great pleasure that we always say Sanskrita Sri Parashakti, and the second one, the motto, that is quality in activity. So that here I would like to uh, communicate, or I would like to discuss what are the various approaches, what are the various studies or the research areas, research scope that is in the field of gender geography. Because all of you are the students of geography, we know that we have a lot of scope. We can download the research papers. According to that, we think about that. But you should, I mean, it's gender, it's not the woman or sex. That's why what is the idea or the concept of gender that is hidden in gender and in gender geography, that we will discuss it, we will communicate all of you, we will share our ideas regarding the gender geography or the various subjects of the gender geography. Just let me know, sir, whether the
Yeah, yes,
my
ma'am.
screen
Your
is,
screen
yes,
is, yeah,
yes,
screen is
yes.
visible. Screen is
Uh,
visible.
is it on view mode, sir?
No, no, no. Yeah, now it is on view mode,
Okay.
please.
So we'll discuss here on the subject research techniques in gender geography. Now, what is the current scenario? Means this is the gender geography, this is the branch of human geography, or is the branch of the population geography or the branch of social geography. Some of the thinkers, they means according to the geographers, this is the one of the theme or one of the core of the social geography. That's why it should be regarded as the branch of social geography. But again, when we see all the aspects of gender geography, then we will know that means are all these the study areas are included in population geography, are included in gender studies, included in demography. That's why there are so many views, but we should concentrate on how can we correlate it with our subject, that is the geography. So here in these slides, I just want to know you what is the current scenario according to, sorry, this is the 2021. It's not 2011, 2021. According to this one, means this is the year, that is 2021. This is the year of the census year. And according to as a geographer, according to the researchers, we know that what are the importance of the census. Now, we know again population as a resource. There is not only the quantitative quality, but there is the qualitative aspects of the population, so that it is called as a population as a resource. When we look at what are the situations in case of males and females, the number of males and number of females. Now here in number of females, we can say here it contributed 48.4%, 48% roughly, and approximately the male population, that is 52%. The sex ratio, that is 948, it means the female population, that is 948 per 1,000 males. When we compare again the male literacy and female literacy, this is also 2000, all the data that is regarding to means it's of the year 2021. So when we compare this one, the female literacy and male literacy, female literacy, it is also in this case, we can see there, it's only 53%, but the male literacy, that is 75%. When we compare again what is the paid work, unpaid work of men and women, it is regarded as the female worker or women work is mostly unpaid, or the vice versa of that, men work as a paid work. Now, what is the scenario where we can see, even though the male and female, this is the part of the whole part of the population. These are the two sides of the coins. It's the most important part of the society. But even though we can see there the disparity or the difference between all the aspects of the population. Now, when we see the gender here, Global Gender Gap Index, this is according to 2021, and the Global Gender Gap Index, it is calculated by the World Economic Forum as per data of 2021. India's rank is 140 out of 156 countries. We can see why there is a global gender gap index, that is, or why the rank is very, in 156 it's only means it's 140, it means only the 16 countries these are behind us. And when we see in Asia, Afghanistan and Pakistan means if excluding these countries, these are also after 141, 142 after the India. But all the Asian countries, these are before the list of in the ranking of the Global Gender Gap Index. So why should we see that? Means when there are the two main part of the society is male and female. So here, this is the gender concept which is recently used, but before that it was used as sex and woman. Now, what is sex? Sex means we know that this is the natural or biological determined, either born male or female. According to WHO, World Health Organization, it is also called as the physiological or biological characteristics of females and males. Behera, BS, according to him, female means what? Fe, Fe plus male. It means the feminine part of male. And both sides, female and male, both are the sides of a gender coin. Again here, when we use the concept that is woman, the word woman means W-O plus man, it means the wonderful part of man. Now these are all why should we think about that? Means how the gender word that is different from sex and woman. Means sex, this is a biological, or this is the biological distinctions. But when we see gender, this is the concept. Sir, just let me know this participants also. If my speed is very high, then you tell me, or you can send me in chat box. So I shall reduce my speed. Okay? Are you comfortable to this? If you have any doubt, please don't means only yes or no. You can ask or you can tell me, so I can change whatever the changes these are required. So yeah, what is gender? Gender means what? The concept means this is the concept or the word that was used in 1955 by John Money. And according to him, what is gender? Which describes the human characteristics. But these human characteristics in the aspects of social aspects, or this is the social concepts. That's why it is called as a social concept. Behera BS, according to him, Jan plus Dar, gender, and Gen means what, general, and Dar is derivation of sex. Means here, this is the gender, it is the element which expresses, or this is the element of individual identity. It means it is the personal identification. And there are also, this is the important, that is what is the role, means the important role in the society or in the world, but it is determined by the social concepts. So here, according to WHO also, this is the concept, means boy, girl, or male, woman. These are socially constructed. Means these are, which includes the behaviors or the roles associated with being a woman or being a man, girl, boy. Means this is, but as well as there is also the relationship with each other that is also included in gender. And that's why we can see that is there are the differences or the gender that is varies from society, from religion, caste, and also change over the time. There are so many changes. We can see that, means if you see in this period, we can see what are the changes these are observed in the society, in the community, according in the various castes or in religion. Means this is the spatial variation, as well as there is a temporal variation. When we say the preambles, the Constitution of India preambles, we know that we the people of India. It means there is no difference. We the people, there is no difference between male and female. There are also the words that is the equality of status and equality of opportunity. Means when we say status, then opportunity, rights, all that, then we know again, means what is the difference, how these differences we made, and these are by the society, by the community, by the time, there are the changes, but these are created by us. And that's when we classify the gender, there are three types of the gender. It's the first one male, second one female, and the third one that is transgender. Transgender means what? The male behave like female or female behave like male, and they accept their lifestyle according to their willingness. So these are all the gender classified. All these we know that these are the important aspects of the gender geography. Now, these are the some sentence statements I have given. Just read it. You can know that, means we can also give the example, the answers of all these statements. But these statements, these varies from place to place. Again, community. Again, there are also the changes which occurred with a time, with a place, with a technology, with the development, and also the educational attainment. But these are we face every day. First one, that is cooking is the work of women. But nowadays we will know that this role that is also changing with the education, changing with culture also. And again here, gender issue is only a woman's problem. Is it true or false? It's not only in case of women, but there are also the problems, the issues, these also faced by men. So here, some of the sentences, I feel this means these sentences which will clarify all the sentence, how the gender aspects or the core study of the gender geography that is different, and how can we study in the gender geography. Again here, women's participation is less in developmental activities. When we say the women participation is less, But if you see the examples of Sudha Murthy, again the next one, Indira, Ira Gupta, all that, then we can know that means no, it's not the yeah, true, because their participation that is very means in HR or in the technology or the technical field, the participation of these women, that is very important. But what is the proportion? It is also the question mark. Means how can we increase it? Again, the violence in women only occurs in poor families. This is also not true. Means the women violence that is not only in poor families, that is not only in rural families or urban families, but that is also in rich families. But we can, as a violence in women, we can study in gender geography. But how that is different in families, according to poor families, means it relates to the economic status or the economic level. That's why economic status or the economic factors which affects here, and that's why we have taken this example in the discussion on gender geography. Again, there here the men and women should have equal access to resources. Means we know the equal opportunity, equal status, but is it true in all the men and women they should have equal access of resources? You see, all these are the research problems. These are the research questions we can study in the different parts of the area. When we select here the research area or the core area in economic geography, in urban geography, or in climatology, geomorphology, according to the disciplines, according to the subjects, the research subjects, these are also different. But how can we study in GEN? Because all these are the subjects, these are the common subjects. But how can we say all these means nowadays, if you see that the IT means the participation of women in IT sectors, but what are the family problems? How can we determine, means how can we associate with? All these the research problems we can study in not only in urban areas, but also we can study the problems of rural areas in terms of gender. Is it clear to you? Hello? Did you get my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, this is the gender inequality. Now, why there is a gender inequality? Means this is a research, means we can see what are the causes of gender inequality? Why, when, how, and how can we mitigate it? How can we fill this breach, gender gap? Now there are so many examples. We know that the women and men salary in the same work, or in agricultural laborers, if you observe that in agricultural laborers, the male earning of the same day, the male paying that is more than the female. Again here, unequal salary, people, work challenge, femininity, female business, or the compensation, partnership, empowerment, leadership, all these are the different aspects of which creates the gender inequality, or there are the differences in gender equality. So here, this is the development agenda after the independence in India. Means we know the motto liberty, equality, and fraternity. So here we know again what is the equality. Effort was to bring the equality, equity, access, and empowerment. There are so many schemes or the policies, these are implemented in India. There are also the action plans, 5-year action plans. According to these 5-year action plans, the different aspects or the different fields these are, means the plan in all these 5-year plans. But what is the most one, that is how can we empower in terms of social, economic and political. It means the mass empowerment that is most important in any nation. It's not only in India, but we are frame these goals in India. I like this statement, that is when there is a male and female differentiates, means when we on the basis of different criteria. Then according to Bharat Ratna Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, according to him, the nation development, how can we measure the nation development? Means when there is the more women participation in national activities, then it is called as a highly developed countries. So according to him, he stated the statement, that is, I measure the progress of a community by the degree of progress which women have achieved. Means here the women participation, that is most important. When we, again, gender equality, when we say that the women participation, national development, is there social inequality, means social equality that is observed, or social status of women, social status of men, is there any difference? Again, there is the economic status of men and women. Means there are so many question marks. Means here we know that as a human resource, human rights, equality, but here we observe that there is also the social inequality in the different communities, according to the region that is different, according to the religion that is also different, caste, customs, rituals. In the field of all that, we feel that, means we experience it, that there is a social inequality. So how can we select your research area or the research according to your study area? You can measure the social inequality. You can measure the gender inequality by focusing on the various the macro or micro level things. Now, this is most important. How can we, means how the study of gender geography or the gender issues, the various scopes or the various fields, these are helpful for the sustainable development goals. According to UNDP, United Nations Development Program, according to them, with the sustainable development targets and the indicators, they have suggested 17 sustainable development goals, and in which the fifth one, that is related to the gender equity, women liberation and sustainability and freedom. Means fifth goal, it is called as a gender equality. This gender equality goal, which also correlated or connects to the third, fourth and sixth goal. Now when we again see here, what is the third, means to achieve the gender equality and empowerment all women and girls, there is the health and the well-being, that is also important. That's why third one, that is good health and well-being. Fourth one, that is quality education. Means according to this, means the gender equality, the quality education and lifelong learning opportunities, these are also important. So that fourth is also related to the fifth one, that is the gender equality. Now sixth one, that is the availability of sustainable management and water and sanitation for all. This is a basic need, the water and the basic all, the clean water and sanitation. So all these three, fourth and sixth, which are, even though the fourth, all the 16 goals, these are helpful to each other. But this is the goal which are mentioned in the sustainable development goals. It means what? This is the major issue means we have to achieve this one with the help of the gender equality. So now what is gender geography? Now we know that gender geography, this is geography is we know that there is a spatial variation, there is also the cause and effect relationship. So that here how can we correlate the geography and gender? Because gender means it seeks to analyze the how gender social processes means this is the social processes, so that how it can be linked to the space, place, scale. Scale means it's related to time. The space and place, this is related to the spatial. The spatial and temporal analysis. It is the spatial and temporal analysis. So how can we select this one, the gender analysis, or this is the way, or this is a branch of the human geography which deals with the socio-economic and political situation. Not only situations but states, or to know the relationship between the gender factors and the related, how can we enhance efficacious development of interventions. So here gender geography which contains the gender analysis. Now this is also the concept that is the gender analysis, gender sensitivity, gender issues or gender concerns. This is the comprehensive detail and the cause and effect relationship between the gender aspects which we studied in gender geography. Now, what is gender analysis? We can see the symbol that is in which we can see is there the male or a male and female that is equal or not equal. It means gender analysis means what? Here we can use the data of census. And with the help of this census data, we can analyze the male population, female population, literacy, rate of literacy, sex ratio, various aspects of the population. But here, what is the role, gender role? What are the activities? What is the need? And what are the opportunities? These are available in certain situations. That is most important. Means according to place, what are the roles these are played in the circumstances, in a particular circumstances by the male and female. What are the activities? Again, activities, it is related to the economic development. Then needs and opportunities. According to needs and according to opportunities, the opportunities and needs, we should give we should provide these opportunities according to the needs to male and female or boys and girls. So that the gender analysis means what? Which examines, which assesses the relationship between females and males. And it is also known that how can all these opportunities or the activities, needs, how can we satisfy this? How can we provide to the male and female? And how can they, means with the help of this, how can they develop themselves? So that gender analysis we can analyze, means here according to activities. For example, if you see the activities, means you can take the research problem that is in urban areas in IT sectors, the number of males or the male participation is more than female. So here, what are the reasons of that? What are the causes? How can we balance it? How can we use their intelligence for the development? All these we can analyze in the gender analysis. Again here, it is most important that is the awareness of gender sensitivity. Means we know again, women have different, they have special needs, but how can we create the gender sensitivity? That is because this is the ability. We can understand with the help of this what are the gender issues, what are the gender current issues, problems, and how can this one, that is this is the ability to recognize, to know us, the men's and women's different perceptions, their attitudes, their interests and expectations in social and economic fields. We can also identify the responsibilities and constraints, so that the gender sensitivity, in case of the gender sensitivity, we can study the perceptions. What is the general attitude? What is the general interest? How can we increase the interest? How can we create the awareness of the morals? That is also important in gender sensitivity. And if you see that there are so many differences, or we can say the difference between the equity and equality and also empowerment according to the time. So now we should know also here what is the gender equality and equity. Both are with this image you will understand very easily what is the difference between the gender equality. Equality means what? Sameness. Equality is related to, means given everyone the same, means we know, didn't consider here the same fundamental human rights, or the equal opportunities, equal responsibilities, equal treatment, workload, decision making, income, these are same. But we don't understand, means what is the same, but it works if everyone starts from the same place. Means in the first place, or in the first image, you will see that even though men and women, means the social value added, valued goods, opportunities, resources, rewards, these are requires, but according to what are their needs. We don't consider their needs, what is their capacity, what is their ability, and just we provide the goods, opportunities and resources. And that's why what is there is only the sameness in the various aspects. But in the success or in the final product, there is only the small portion of the society which can get the profit of this equality. But now if you see here, what is the equity? Means fairness. So what is the equity means what? This is the process being fair to women and men. This is the fairness of treatment. But here the facilities or the opportunities, the resources, provide this as per their requirement, as per their respective needs. So that what is happened here, all the members of the society, they can achieve their success. This is the basic difference between the equality and equity. So how can we see, means if you select any area, suppose if you select the community area, any community area, ST population or SC population or total population of particular state or particular district. So how can you select, means how can you find out, is there a gender equality or equity, gender gap, gender balance, all? You can study it with the help of different types of the data, so that you have to collect the data, you have to create the data, because data is the main source of your research. Generally, what is happening, we decide the research area or title, our research title. And then according to objective also we decide the objective. And then according to objective we find out, means we try to collect the data. But according to my side, means I will suggest you, don't do that. First, see that whether what type of data you will be able to collect, whether what type of the primary data set or the secondary data set you will be collect. What is your capacity? How can you collect it? Which method did you use here? Do you use here? Means whether the primary method, secondary method. In case of this, you can find out first one, what are the secondary data that is available there. According to this, you can decide your objective. And then you can see that, means what will be the technique that you will use here, whether you will use the questionnaire method or focus, because here in this case there are two types of the research. All of you know that, the qualitative and quantitative research. So in qualitative research we collect the data information, and that is in the statements, in the opinions, in the form of their trend, all that. But in the quantitative data, you collect the data that is in the form of numbers. So how can you get the answer of this, means with the help of only the qualitative data, or with the help of quantitative data, or with the help of the mixture of both? Sometimes you have to use the mixture of both methods. So the fusion, you know, the fusion means all these are the in selected area you can see what are the opportunities these are available there. In terms of the various, means the economic status or economic development, agricultural development, or in case of social development, in case of literacy, in case of the political participations, what is the political participation of men and women? You will see there is a big difference between the male participants in the political field and female participation in political field. So that here we can, because here the political participation, this is also important. Economic participation, political participation, women empowerment, all these are the goals of, or these are the indicators of the human development or the global gender development. So here, according to that, you have to know that, means how can I measure the opportunities and the resources available in that particular area, and the development, the status of development of that area. You have to find out this one, because you are the researchers and all of you are the youngsters. So you have to modify it, you have to decide it. Now see here, this is one of the issue, that is the gender gap. Then how can we say the gender gaps? So that this is the very effective image where the female woman, that is where she is standing on the key of backspace, and the man who is standing on the enter key. It means, you know that what is enter key means there are so many opportunities, these are available for the men, but here there are so many obstacles. The opportunities are there, but there are also some hindrance, also the obstacles in the way of the development of the female development. So how can we know that what is the gender balance? Means when you take the 100 samples of a particular rural area or the urban area, then you will also know that means are there equal opportunities available for the rural people, in that also for male and for female, and also in urban area for male and female. so that we can see there is a lot of difference in the participation of male and female in all areas of the work. It means what is that? This is the disproportionate, it is not proportionate. So that we will see that in some fields there are the dominance or predominance of the particular type of the gender, male or female. Just here, we will know that means what are the attainment of development goals. What are the resources that is accessible resources and what is the level of participation. Means here, in case of level of participation also you can women participation in watershed development, women participation in the educational attainment, or not only the women participation, but you can say gender means the gender gap between or a gender gap in educational attainment in particular community. So that you can also means here according to community, according to the caste, according to the area and also the time, there is also the variation. We can identify what is the balance or what is the gender gap is there and what are the causes of it. Again here you can use the data, the secondary data or the reports, these are available. Here the gender development or human development, literacy, education, different types of the secondary data that is also available, but it's district wise or state wise. So according to that you have to choose the area. Now here the qualitative and the quantitative techniques you can use here. Qualitative techniques, the opinions, feelings, perception, experiences, attitude and all, or the knowledge, participation and attitude you can measure in the perceptions. So this is very helpful to you for the gender planning, because gender planning is most important. This is the planning approach which is utilized in gender geography, and that's why planning approach means I introduce means give the information of 5-year plans of India. Again, there are various schemes, schemes. These are in India. These are implemented in the various fields. If you take the example, that is the national policy of education, because we are all in education field, that's why. But this is in 1986, then 1992, and now 2020. Means this national policy of education, how it can be implemented in all the areas, in all the education level. According to level also we can, means this is the implementation, it just started now, that's why we can study this one, the importance or the development in education due to NEP in a particular region or particular study area. There are also the various schemes of the national policy for the empowerment of women. Maharashtra's Maharashtra state's empowerment policy, that is also there. Just now we know that in the COVID period, COVID pandemic period, to identify the COVID positive patients, the ASHA workers, their work, that is also important. Means what is the contribution of ASHA workers in the COVID-19 pandemic situation, or what is the impact of COVID-19 on the economic development. So here you can choose the study or choose the field as per your interest. Here ASHA means accredited social health activist. Means their role that is in pandemic, that was very means actively they were participated in the COVID-19 the pandemic period. There are also the Ahilyabai Holkar schemes, then Sarva Shikshana Abhiyan, these are also related to the educations. then family welfare programs, government women hostel, working women hostel, Vidya Vetan. All there are different types of the schemes or government schemes. These are implemented, and what are the result of these schemes, how they can be utilized for the local people, local community development. We can analyze it with the help of with the help of planning approach. For this purpose, planning approach, I told you all the schemes or the planning approaches which are used in gender planning. So here, the next one, that is Gender Development Index. This is the Gender Development Index. Means it's not only for male or female, for both. Means this is the which measures the differences in male and female achievements. But that is in the field of health. Means these are three important health. What is the health status of female in scheduled tribes community in, suppose that is in Nashik tribal area, or what is the life expectancy at birth, because this which indicates the health status. That's why the life expectancy at birth, that is important. So how can we measure the health satisfaction index, health development, or how can we correlate with the health, with the geographical available factors and the health status, geographical natural factors and the health status of the particular age group in the particular study area. This is the Gender Development Index. We can measure that health. Then second one, that is education, and third one, that is the national, that is the earned income. These are the important aspects of Gender Development Index. But again, when we say the education means educational attainment, education qualification attainment, and the schooling for adult ages 25 or old and older. Means what is the level of education? That is important. And third one, that is the income. Means this is the economic status, which is related to economic resources. Means it is again related to the economic aspects. Means what is the per year, the income, total income, what is their saving, what is the financial aspects of that particular society or community. Here is also you can study what is the role of women in finance or financial savings in particular area. So that here, according to the Gender Development Index, you have to focus on the health, education, and the income or economic status. And that's why the health status, education status, and the economic status, these are the three important aspects of Gender Development Index. So this is the flow chart which shows us how we can calculate the Human Development Index. Is what are the indicators and the dimension index. Here, long and healthy life, it means this is related to the health. Life expectancy index you can calculate here, expectancy at birth. Then the knowledge, it means this is the education status, or the expected mean years of schooling of schooling. With the help of this, you can calculate the education index, and then GNI means the income per capita. You can calculate the GNI index. Now the human index, it's depend on the life expectancy, education, and GNI. As per the data of 2020, if you see that, means in India, India ranks at 131st position out of 189 countries, when the Human Development Index was 0.645. And in 2019, India ranked at 129th. If you see, according to the data of 2017 and 18 of India's HDI, then very high HDI that was observed in Chandigarh, Delhi and Goa. In 2015, it was only in Delhi. Means how can we calculate the Human Development Index in geography or Human Development Index of a particular community, of a particular area, of the population at a particular period in 2021, in 2011. According to that also we can do this study. Now here, this is the Gender Development Index. First one, that was the Human Development, and it is related to 3 aspects. Again here, if you see the Gender Development Index, you see here there is also the female and male. Both we have to compare here. All these 3, the first two are same. Third one, that is instead of the income, there is the standard of living. Standard of living, obviously, it depends on the economic status. That's why it is used the standard of living. Means here there are various aspects we can consider. We can collect the data of the life expectancy, birth rate, mortality rate, then expected schooling, mean years of schooling, mean years of schooling, education index of male and female. It means how can we calculate this one, Gender Development Index? It's only the HDI, means Human Development value of men and women or male and female. This is the ratio of both, which is called as the Gender Development Index. Means you can calculate the Gender Development Index of Maharashtra. That's why in case of Maharashtra, you have to collect the data, district-wise data, that you can use the various types of the data, and according to that, or here there are the life expectancy. Instead of that, the other aspects also you can include here as per the study area's characteristics. What is the situation of that study area? According to that, you can collect the primary and also the secondary data. Now, here if you calculate the GDI, Gender Development Index in 2020, this is 0.820. This is in case of India. Means the Gender Development Index, that is quite high in case of in India, but that is in 2020, and it is again when we say this is the GDI, we calculate with the help of the male and female HDI values. Now, if you see again the gender inequality. Now, the gender inequality, these are also some of the aspects where there are health is main dimension. Then second is empowerment. Empowerment means there is a participation, women and men and women participation in the various sectors, the political also, or the economic, labor market index or labor market. This is also considered here, the female and male labor force participation rates. So here we can calculate the female health index, reproductive index, female empowerment index, female labor market index, male empowerment index, male labor market index. Again, there are female and male. We can calculate this one, and according to this ratio, we calculate the gender inequality. It means the gap. This is inequality, means not equal. So that here we can measure, or here we can use the composite measure of the inequality in achievements. And if you consider here what is the gender inequality index in India, that was according to 2018, it was 0.488. And if you consider this, what is the statewide situation of the gender inequality index, very low inequality index or the states, very low. Inequality, it means high equality. Very low inequality states that these are Chandigarh, Goa, Himachal Pradesh, Mizoram and Sikkim, where we can see the low inequality means high equality. All these inequality index or the gap means how this can be we collaborate or how can we correlate it. Means this is the new concept, that is gender audit. If you see the gender audit means we know that this is the commerce concept, the audit, but here is also the gender audit, this is used. It means what? Audit means this is the one of the tool and it is used mainly to assess and check the gender equality. Now this is in the form of means into the organization, but by using the policies. What are the policies? These are implemented there. What are the policies or the plans? These are made. According to that, what are the programs? These are conducted there. What are the projects or the services? These are provided in that area. What type of the structure that is used there, or the proceedings and budgets. Means it is total, means it's a way of addressing gender gaps. We can address the gender gaps, whether is it less or high, with the help of these programs, with the help of the policies. It means gender audit, it is helpful to us to suggest the improvements, to suggest the innovations, means in which field we have to, or in which sector we have to improve the, or we have to make the innovative decisions to fill this gender gap. It is the implementation. If you see the Article 21, this is the implementation of guaranteeing gender equality in NEW 2001, or this is the situation planning and the process, and also the annual plan development. This is also monitoring the implementation progress and which helps for us for the evaluation procedure. So that the gender budget, this is again we can use here in gender audit. Now what is the gender budget? Gender budget, it helps us to know the gender gap. How can we mitigate, how can we minimize this with the help of this women empowerment? Means there are so many indicators of the women empowerments. This is the national policy for the empowerment of women 2001, employment status of women, women access to money, credit and freedom of movement, ownership of assets by women, participation of women in decision making, control over cash earnings of women, knowledge of contraceptive methods, health insurance, equal status at workplace, or equal status at pay scale, equal opportunity as per the qualification. All these are the indicators of women empowerment. It means here also you can study the women empowerment pattern in Pune districts or in Maharashtra. Or you can take only one or two or three factors with the help of this women development, economic development, women economic development, or women status in Maharashtra, or analysis, geographical analysis of women development, economic development in Maharashtra. You can select according to that, but you have to first one, you have to collect the data first, and according to that you have to decide your objective. Here the socio-economic sustainability, socio and economic, both the factors are included here. quality of human development indicators. There are 14 development indicators. You can use your, what is the type of quality? Quality or well-being, quality of life. These are also the subjects of geography. The level of quality of life, the livelihood, gender mobility. Gender mobility means how the mobility means using of the commuters. Transportation facilities are used by the male and female. Means there are, or here you can also use the different types of the, or if you see now, what are the situations for the education purpose, for the economic purpose also. The now the girls or the male, female, they are also migrated towards the other nations abroad. So that what is the migration policies? How can they move? How can you use the this year you can use the different models of migration. But the rate of migration nowadays, if you see it in youth, that is more. What are the causes of that? How these causes means the migration in abroad of youth for the education, for the work, they are migrating. What is the impact on the destination in both the migrating places or migrated places? So the quality of human development here is also you can use the quality of human development. Life course. Now, just what are the research areas I parallelly told you? The social status, health status, security, economic status, socio-economic status, or individual family related decision makings, women violence, physical violence, time management, level of satisfaction, gender migration, gender mobility, quality of human life, the pattern of sex ratio, pattern of all different. This in also you can analyze the pattern. So here, the what are the first one that is what are the methods or the techniques you will use here? There is the basic difference between the method and methodology. Now, if you see the research methodology and research method and research methodology, so you, in research method, you will use the different tools to collect the data, primary, secondary. You will analyze the data, you will classify the data, you will remove the errors in the data, means this is the classification of data. To represent this, you can use the various types of the cartographic techniques. Maps, the correlate, dot map, one-dimensional, two-dimensional, three-dimensional, all different types of the cartographic techniques or the distributional maps you can use here. The techniques here which is using by means all these techniques you can analyze the data. Research methods give you the training to apply how to apply this one to represent the various problems. But now here, when you see the research methodology, is what is the basic difference between in these two? First one, you will use the different types of the data. We see a sampling method, census method, all. Here is only the primary or secondary, but which specific method will you use here? This is in research methodology. Means which method that is means where whether you will use the purposing sampling method or the stratified sampling method. Next one, the census method or random sampling method. What will be the size of sample? All it is according to this is the research methodology. As per your data collection, what is the total is you will use the sampling method techniques. Now the second one that is when, where, why and how will be used. Means in research methodology you will analyze it. When this method, mean, median, correlation, there are different methods, ANOVA, t-test, parametric test, non-parametric test, you will use them. But it is finally depend on, means it's totally depends on your, what is the type of your data. and what are the various aspects of the data you have collected. You have collected there, you have analyzed there, you have classified there. According to that, you will use the research methodology. Then your analysis method or derivation means here the analysis method, for example, here you can represent the data. But what type of the method means what are the analysis method? These are you will use here. For example, here the analysis method in this case, the human development index or different index, then you will merge it and then you will show it with the final result with the help of this cartographic work. So what is the methodology? It is to systematically solve the problems. And which we will know that means how can we use the scientific and proper methodology to represent your research analysis. So this is the basic difference, and here parallelly I discussed what types or the methods you will use here. Now here in all the research areas you can use the GIS method. With the help of GIS techniques, you can analyze or you can represent your the methodology. GIS techniques you can use here. You can analyze the various methods, HD analysis, and all these the analysis method to to do your research very successfully. So here there is no difference between the main or male and female. Let's work together for each other. This is most important. And it is very important that is, I have always believed that one woman's success can only help another woman's success. So let's work together, and thank you. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am. Yeah.
Shall I stop?
Thank you.
So
Yeah,
that I can...
yes. Just we will ask if any participant has any question. Otherwise,
Yes.
we will conclude. We will conclude.
No, sir. Just I am the sharing of this PPT. That is.
Yeah. Dear participants, if you have any question, any query, or if you require any further clarification regarding the topics that can be addressed in the area of gender geography, you may please feel free to ask Dr. Jadhav madam.
How many participants are male participants and female?
That exact we can't say. But
Okay.
in this session, around 42 participants are there. Now, generally 50 to 70 participants, 40 to 70 participants join the lecture, and total number of registered participants is 570.
Okay.
Yeah, but we are going to provide certificate only those participants, those who have actively participated in this seminar. So the certificate will be awarded those who are joining the interactive session or joining through YouTube Live, because for that we have prepared a Google Classroom, and through Google Classroom also we are providing lectures. Madam, there are no questions. One comment is there from Ishwar Singh that faithful information and very nice presentation. Madam, am I audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Yeah. On behalf of all the collaborating institutions and on behalf of all the participants, I extend my sincere thanks to you for sharing your valuable time and enlightening to all the participants that how we can address the gender issues and how we can help to the sustainable development through the balance between the genders. And it is the role of geographers that we can analyze the gender issues with spatial and temporal context. So thank you very much, madam, for your fruitful session.